Hey guys. I'm so glad you're here. We're still celebrating over here, obviously. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Tristan, and on today's episode, we're going to talk about the reason for the season. Why we worship. That's right. The greatest gift God has given man. Movies. And I know, everybody, under the sun, has their own special favorite go-to Christmas movie they watch every year. I mean, Elf, Christmas Vacation, Gremlins, White Christmas. Hell, we grew up with 24 hours of A Christmas Story, and we still watch it every year. Like, I don't know what would happen to me if I didn't watch It's a Wonderful Life annually. My head could explode.
That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
I don't know. I've never not watched it. And if you think in 2020 I'm gonna risk that, you're fucking crazy. But here's the thing about movies. They just keep making them. So there's plenty more to explore. So like the 12 Days of Christmas, we are going to discuss 12 Christmas movies you should definitely take a chance on. Okay, this is too hot. Can I take this off now? Good God. Oh. There we go. Fix the hair. Yeah. Did you buy that I did that with one move? Our first movie is Krampus.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling.
Merry Christmas! Looks like Martha Stewart threw up in here.
The plot of Krampus is about a family, like any other family, at each other's throats and kind of annoying. The youngest member of the clan really wishes everybody would learn a lesson or two. So instead of Santa, he gets a hold of Krampus.
With those holiday greetings and gifts.
And if you're wondering, Krampus is like the evil twin of Santa Claus. I think he's a German tradition or myth. I don't know what's wrong with Germans. You gotta ask them. There's something going on, though, when one of your crazy fun traditions involves, like, carrying children away in the night in a sack and beating them to death. So yeah, he's not jolly. This movie is just surprising as hell. I'll start off by saying that. This ensemble is like amazing. You got some comedic heavy hitters in there, including David Koechner and Adam Scott. You have legit powerhouse actors in Toni Collette. It's such a well-acted movie. And the tone of the movie is really something special because, yeah, it is a Christmas film, but it's also an exceptional horror film, and it's also pretty funny.
I told you we should have gone to my brother's.
Sure, Howard, Christmas on a pig farm.
Jesus was born in a barn.
I remember the first time I watched it, I was absolutely blown away by the practical effects. They're horrifying. The titular Krampus in this is one of the most impressive practical costumes and rigs and animatronics I've seen in a long time. It's intimidating and scary and grotesque. I don't know who made it, but Rick Baker would be proud. I'll just say that. The director, his name is not coming to mind at the moment, but he directed Trick or Treat, which is one of the greatest Halloween anthology movies ever made. And he's a talented, talented cat. And if you've ever seen Trick or Treat, you know he can handle different tones. And he does the same thing here. The way he paces these horror scenes out, it's wonderful. Cinematography, set design, locations, the way they create the storm and the howling wind and the snow is like, oh my God. It makes you want to hunker down and get a blanket. he's got a specialty with holiday-themed horror, I'll tell you that much. I don't know how one gets to be a specialist in that regard, but I don't think anybody else can compete. So it's a real moody horror piece, but at the same time, it's like a tongue-in-cheek, wink wink Christmas movie. And I loved it, man. If you're looking for the Hallmark movie, this ain't the movie for you. But I don't think most movies are for you, if that's the case. Sorry. If you're looking for a way to shake up your Christmas movie watching, Krampus is a great place to start. Because, what's a Christmas horror movie without murderous gingerbread men?
We should have gone to my brother's.
Yeah, watch it. Throw it on right after Elf. It'll really fuck you up.
Saint Nicholas is not coming this year. Instead, a much darker, ancient spirit.
Those are hooves. Elk?
Or a goat? What kind of goat walks on its hind legs?
His name is Krampus.
Our next movie is The Family Stone.
You don't have to be nervous.
I'm not.
They're gonna love you.
There's nothing harder than joining a family,
He intends to give that girl my mother's wedding ring.
especially one like the Stones.
She's got this throat-clearing tick. It's like she's digging for clams.
Ready?
The plot of The Family Stone is about the Stone family. And they're all getting together on Christmas. And one of their sons is bringing home a new lady. And that lady happens to be Sarah Jessica Parker. And you'd think, if you did that, boy oh boy, that's a great Christmas. Yeah, not so.
Don't dilly-dally there, pretty lady. We're all gonna be down here talking about you.
First of all, the opening title sequence is charming as hell. It's very Norman Rockwell, very, very 50s kind of Christmas. Sarah Jessica Parker is our lead star in this, although there is quite an ensemble, and we'll get to that in a second. But Sarah Jessica Parker is our lead, and she plays uptight, clenched fist, white bitch like nobody.
Completely uptight. I am not sleeping with you in your bed in your parents' house.
Separate bedrooms. It's so silly.
She somehow makes unlikable empathetic. She's not very charming. And somehow she still garners some sympathy out of you.
They hate me. Yes, I'm being myself.
And speaking of that ensemble, holy shit. Actor after actor after actor, they're all great. Rachel McAdams and Diane Keaton, Luke Wilson, they all put in solid comedic performances. And their chemistry is very natural. And it really defines the term all-star cast, to be cheesy. And it seems as the script progresses and the movie continues that it's kind of gonna be a run-of-the-mill holiday family drama. Then, at the end of the first act, there are two major reveals that literally change everything. Which is pretty rare for any script to do that. It seemed early, but the move really propelled the movie effortlessly. And it worked. A move like that is kind of rare in screenplays, let alone a family dramedy centered around Christmas. One little awkward thing about the movie, I don't know what, I'm gonna guess 2006 it came out. That's my guess. But it definitely has that early 2000s awkward forced diversity where they just put all the diversity on like one or two characters. So you have two characters in this movie who, black gay, deaf gay. You're like, okay, couldn't have more than one character, huh? So that's a little awkward, but it doesn't ruin the movie.
I think we have been hit twice.
No, it just feels like home. The tone and the aesthetic they captured in this movie is like literally jammies at like noon Christmas Day. It's just that kind of comfortable. It's a weird word to describe more modern movies, but it's a little madcap.
Impulsive, tasty or reckless, capricious.
Without being overtly cheesy. And it ends up being a really engaging romance story. I mean, it's just such a sweet, sweet film about two people who need to let go and really recognize that in themselves. And it's just a bittersweet, cute, wonderful film about how family can help that entire process, whether it be painful or awkward. Doesn't matter.
Hi.
That's family.
Hey. Hi.
I mean, come on. Is there anything better than last-minute expressions of love in the falling snow? No. No, there isn't.
The Family Stone.
What's so great about you guys? Nothing. It's just that we're all we've got. And you're the worst. I'm the worst.
Our next movie is one of the most endearing stories ever written. It's A Christmas Carol.
It's Christmas, a time for celebration, a time of goodwill to all men. All, that is, except one.
Those of us with means should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute.
Ebenezer Scrooge, a man whose contempt for others,
Mr. Cratchit,
is matched only by his greed and lust for wealth.
The plot of A Christmas Carol is... Come on. Are you serious?
But Scrooge is about to be taught a lesson he'll never forget.
you will be haunted by three spirits. I think I'd rather not.
We've all seen a version of this movie, haven't we? Like I said, it's one of the most endearing tales ever told. It's been adapted more times than I can count in more media than thought possible.
Hello.
But the version we're going to talk about today is a version from 1984 starring George C. Scott as Ebenezer Scrooge. And I believe it was a television movie, if I'm not mistaken. It could be the BBC? I don't know. But this was a staple in my house growing up. So I want to get the word out about this version. Even though it is a television movie, the set design and production design is pretty f***ing impressive. It's one of those movies that is able to put you in that time and place really well. Yeah, I don't know if it was sets or not. That's how good it is. I'm still questioning if they built most of these things or they just found like the most perfect British village you've ever seen to make A Christmas Carol. First of all, you have George C. Scott starring. And if you don't know who George C. Scott is, what? Dude. Okay, there's a few movies you need to watch, including Dr. Strangelove, Patton, and Exorcist 3. He's one of the finest actors in the history of the business.
You son of a bitch!
He's underrated as hell. He feels a lot like a Tommy Lee Jones, where Tommy Lee Jones is just an everyman. He can do everything. Only he's got a better voice and he's more intimidating. And in this version of A Christmas Carol, I think he gives the greatest Ebenezer Scrooge performance I've ever seen from anyone. He captures the absolute coldness.
My taxes help to support the public institutions which I have mentioned, and they cost enough. Those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there, and many would rather die.
If they would rather die, perhaps they had better do so, and decrease the surplus population.
George C. Scott really grabs you in this film. It's hard to explain. And that goes for almost all the actors. I mean, some of the kids are a little iffy.
And God bless us all, everyone.
You have wonderful character actors that you've seen in other things. You just don't know their names. They're those kind of actors where you're like, oh yeah, he's great. Every successive visitation ups the production and the quality. and it gets more and more engaging. And you find yourself really getting lost in the story and Ebenezer's life. The special effects, you're gonna have to forgive that. But the core of this story stands, and it is not a hollow, gimmicky adaptation. When, of course, Ebenezer finally comes out of his shell and the journey through his sad life really comes to a wonderful conclusion. Again, this adaptation lives or dies on its Ebenezer. They put all their money on George C. Scott, and the bet paid off.
Yes, Bob.
I think it's the greatest adaptation of the Dickens classic ever.
Merry Christmas to everybody, and a Happy New Year to the world!
Oh, our next movie. Better watch out.
Want to put her in the mood? Watch a horror movie.
Dude, she's like twice our age. I really don't think it's gonna happen.
She's here.
You are breathtaking.
Thank you. Now don't stay up and watch scary movies, okay? It'll give you nightmares again.
So what do you want to do?
The plot of Better Watch Out is something I'm not going to touch with a 10-foot pole, because I'm going to need you to watch it. I'll put it to you this way. A babysitter and a young kid try to defend themselves against a home invasion on Christmas Eve. And, things go awry.
What was that?
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
First off, stick with this movie. Stick with it. Don't give up. Trust me. Because, at first, something is off with the entire film. It almost feels like a theater production. The actors seem to be off. It's very strange. It's really, really weird. But there is a reason. So, the true strength of this movie is the actors. None of the characters are stock. None of them are boring. They're all very interesting. They all have their moments. And every single actor, no matter how small the role, rises to that challenge. I mean, it's an inspiring ensemble. These characters elicit a full range and rainbow of emotions. Trust me. Whew.
Stay here. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna scare them away.
No, Luke, stay here.
Don't worry, I'll protect you.
Luke, going out there is not brave, okay? It's stupid. Luke,
trust me.
Luke, come back.
I said the true strength of this movie is the actors, and I stand by that. But this script is nuanced and inspired. I didn't know what to expect, where it was going, and what would happen next. And you know, if you're a movie watcher, you're going, oh, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. This movie told my brain to shut up. That's how good the script is. It would not be hyperbolic to say it's brilliant.
This is exciting.
Like a fishhook in your lip just pulls you into its madness. So we haven't mentioned the director yet, and not to say that he's a bad director, but I think this is an actor's director. Not to say that the visuals are bad or the cinematography is bad. It looks great, but I'll tell you this. If the visuals and cinematography were on par with the script and actors in this movie, you might be witnessing one of the greatest horror movies of all time. And I have no idea why more people have not seen this movie. It's mind-boggling because it is that good.
I'm so sorry.
Without spoilers, we have to give a special kudos to the villain. I'll just call it the villain. Okay? The villain, the writer, director, actor team has cultivated in this movie is one of the most effective I've ever seen. It's not just fear and intimidation, which is there, trust me, but you're frustrated. I don't think I've ever wanted to personally wring a villain's neck more than this motherfucker. Like I said, it elicits emotions out of you.
There's someone there.
You know what it is? It's the way they twist innocence that scares the hell out of you and pisses you off in a good, engaging way. This is the most twisted, fucked up Home Alone you have ever seen.
Dude, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I have no idea.
What the fuck, man? Oh, you're in fucking Home Alone again?
Our next film is a very special animated movie called Klaus. Klaus? Claus. Santa Claus. Klaus.
Hello? Jesper Johansson, postman.
The plot of Klaus is about a rich, spoiled, privileged son of a postmaster who, to teach him a valuable lesson, is sent to the furthest north you can possibly go, to an abandoned and destroyed post office where he will try and deliver some mail.
This is Smearensburg, the unhappiest place on Earth. And you two can't change that.
There's a lonely, large, intimidating, bearded man who lives out in the woods that may just show them how to become better.
The postman and toy maker are brainwashing everyone!
You know, right off the bat, this movie feels unique in its animation style. It's really great looking. It feels 2D and hand-drawn, with the matte painting backgrounds and shadows and shading. And I can't tell, they may have mixed the styles. That's how good and unique the animation is. You can't really tell. It's beautiful, and it really makes everything a little more realistic, even though it's very cartoony. It feels like a peak balance of classic animation and computer animation. So this is a unique story in that it tells the Santa myth through the eyes of someone outside of the myth, a postman. It's kind of ingenious. Every aspect and trait of Santa's myth is explained in a more down-to-earth way. And don't worry, parents, it's not gonna ruin the magic of Santa Claus. There's still magic.
You were meant for making toys. So I figured, if you donate your old toys, I'll deliver them for free.
But it is very much a down-to-earth origin story. And even though we're in, clear fantasy land, it has that ability to bring it down to earth a little bit, center it. I mean, look, it's going to be a unique kids movie when Norm Macdonald is cast.
I guess that's why they call it snail mail.
J.K. Simmons is our Santa in this, and he's just wonderful. Everybody's great. There's darker, adult-themed jokes that just kind of pop out from random places. It's unexpectedly funny.
They're not attached. Why aren't they attached? I thought they were attached. I would never, in a million years, have done what I just did if I didn't think these were attached.
I mean, even the obvious pop songs work and don't totally take you out of the experience. This movie is about cynicism, which is weird to say for a kid's film, but it is. It's about cynicism, personal nihilism, traditional ignorance, and just plain bad human spirit.
I've been around long enough to know that everyone is out to get something. Those kids are in it for the toys. And the grown-ups, I don't know what they're after, but it sure is not goodwill and peace on Earth.
Morally, that's what this movie ends up being about. Controlling your own ignorance and stupidity and immaturity and thinking of others. It's like a community Christmas Carol. Without the ghosts, you have these awful, nihilistic, terrible people. And here comes Santa Claus. And so when that spirit finally starts to show itself, oh God, does it feel good. So it's unique. It feels new while feeling traditional. And it's a really, really well-told story.
We need to show people that a true selfless act always sparks another.
And once that moral takes place, this movie leaves you in tears of the best kind. Happy, happy tears, folks. So yeah, this is one of those movies where you throw it on for the whole family. And you gather with your presents and you watch this at like 9 in the morning while you're all falling asleep. It's just a very special Christmas story.
Casper, we're doing it. Let's go.
Well, I hope you're ready for this next movie, everyone, because it's Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale.
It's the most magical time of the year. When traditions are honored.
The plot of Rare Exports is about...
In the spirit of the season.
A father and son who are trying to stop a company from digging into the side of one of their hills. What they're digging for is evil Santa Claus.
This mountain is like a giant icebox.
For storing what?
Drill deeper. Prepare the dynamite. You have a grave to rob.
Cinematically, it looks pretty great. It's definitely well directed and well handled, but I don't know why. Because the plot of this movie makes your brain go crazy. It is the most insane, awkward, and strange father and son coming of age tale I think I've ever seen. Because it is a father-son tale, but it's also a straight-up creep horror movie, which kind of has action parts too. I'm sorry, I must be sounding like I'm crazy, but you understand I watched Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale, so... And you'd think this sounds all bad, and I'm like, oh, you shouldn't watch... No, I loved it. I loved this movie because of how batshit insane it was.
Don't you understand? It still has a pulse!
Okay, I'll just put it to you this way. This is a movie where elves are pedophilic, creepy, old, naked white men who can smell children. What? Help me, Lord.
Se on joulupukki.
Go down!
The only thing I have to think is just, wow, what am I watching? It's one of those experiences where you're just kind of like, huh. I mean, I was transfixed by how strange this movie is. And it only gets weirder as it goes. The ending of this movie literally made my jaw drop. It's not a perfect movie by any means. It's questionable CGI. Plot progression is weird. The tone is all over the place. Acting is a little But again, I was completely transfixed by how utterly batshit insane this story is. I couldn't help but love it.
Uskot sä tyhmä vieläkin joulupukki? Kato näitä. Oikea joulupukki. Se antaa tuhmille rissua niin.
If Hallmark Christmas movies were Jesus, this movie is the Antichrist. Like, it is the most strange and least American Christmas movie you will ever see in your life.
We have Santa Claus. Selitä sille, että meillä on täällä pukki myytävänä.
So, again, you have to question what in the hell is going on in Europe, or Northern Europe, or Finland, or wherever the fuck this movie is from. Are you guys okay? What is going on there? Are you that bored with joy and gift giving that you go, well, let's try pedophilia? I mean, this movie ends in straight up schlock, which is great for me. I loved it. Absolutely adored it. It's a head scratcher. You have no idea what the fuck's going on or what just happened, but hey, here I am telling you to watch it. I love the movie. Judge away. But before you do, watch it. Please. I want to hear what you all think about this movie. This might be the one I really want to hear back about from you guys out of this whole episode. It's the weirdest movie on the list, and oh god. Thank you, Finland.
Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale.
All right, our next movie is, wait, what time is it? It's Christmas cookie break time? All right, okay, I gotta go. Yeah, we'll pick this up later, promise, okay? Hey, save me a cookie.